I want to quickly go over this police brutality situation going on in Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Now, there's a lot to talk about with this traffic stop turn beat down.
Oh no, there's a man down.
And once again, it is creating a huge divide in racial politics on social media. So if you haven't heard, William Mcneil was pulled over in February, I think, for a minor traffic violation, which resulted in him being physically assaulted by Jacksonville police. At least that's the narrative around the video he recorded, and then he later posted to social media. All right, so what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna check that video out. We're gonna check out the initial video posted by the quote unquote victim, Mr. Mcneil. Let's get to that.
He walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
So as we can see, Mr. Mcneil, he starts his video. His video is already at the point where they're well into the traffic stop. Okay, so let's go.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Whoa! That shit escalated quickly, or so we think. Let's go.
Show me your hands.
Here.
10-33 at 15 an hour.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
No, don't.
Put the bike. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Oh no, there's a man down.
All right. So there we have it. All right. There we have it. Now, without any context, these officers look extremely guilty here. All right. But nonetheless, the chief of Jacksonville police, who happens to be a black man, was actually in support of his officers. And he also urged the public not to jump to conclusions. All right, now let's take a look at his statements real quick. We're gonna take a look at what he had to say, and we're gonna really get into this. All right, hold on. Where's that shit at? All right, here we go. Here's what the chief of police had to say.
Social media is not reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading. Given that Mcneil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public. The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Byer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William Mcneil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. Mcneil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly. And because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating.
Now, okay, so there we have it. Now, as you can see, this chief looks unbothered. And for the most part, even though he didn't outright say it, it appears as if he's standing up for his officers. Now, why is that? Okay, is he condoning police violence? Or is there something that he knows that the public at the time didn't know? Well, that may be the case. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we're going to show the officer's body cam footage. Okay, they just released the body cam footage earlier today, I think. Yeah, earlier today they released the body cam footage. And to be honest, it definitely gives a little more perspective to the situation. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get to that. All right. All right, so here's the body cam footage. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not weather. It's not.
Now check this out. Look how snappy he's getting with the officer. Now, it's not against the law to talk to a police officer like that. However, in my personal opinion, if I'm unarmed and I'm surrounded by a bunch of dudes who are armed, who are giving me orders, and not necessarily in a violent way, all they want is my driver's license and my registration because they stopped me over for a simple traffic violation. Okay? The first thing I'm going to do is comply because it's not that serious. It's not that serious. If you haven't done anything wrong, just give the man your license and registration. And you can calmly explain, "Oh, officer, my bad. I didn't have it on automatic. I forgot to put my lights on." Whatever you got to say. The officers didn't come at him crazy and aggressive or anything like that. They asked him a simple question, and then he popped off the break. All right, let's go.
This is inclement. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
3735. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No,
Step out of the vehicle.
Now, come on, man.
Oh, no. There's a man down.
Come on, man. All that is unnecessary. He asks you for simple things. You yell no and slam the door. Right? Let's go back a little bit.
This is inclement. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
Now, see, and off the break, let me tell y'all something too, man. Y'all, it sounds like this dude has been listening to like sovereign citizens or niggas who claim to be sovereign citizens or some of this shit that the Moorish science people be talking about. Shout out to them, no disrespect to them. But this shit that these dudes be telling y'all, I am traveling as a whatever, you know what I'm saying? I want to speak to your supervisor. You don't have the right, all that shit, that's not true. None of that shit works in a court of law, and it definitely doesn't work on the street when you're dealing with a police officer in person. Stop listening to these dudes. There's a whole channel, I can't remember the name of it, but I subscribe to it. I'll look it up later. But they have a whole channel dedicated to sovereign citizens and like niggas in the Moorish Science Temple getting destroyed in court. It doesn't work, bro. My advice to you is, and regardless, whether it worked or not, right? My advice to you is understand when you don't have the upper hand on the situation. Automatically, if you get pulled over by the police, he has a gun, you don't. He has the upper hand in the situation. He has the state, the city, the county, and whoever backing his actions, and you don't. This is simple logic. You want to get out of this situation with a ticket at most? Just comply. Let's go.
Why did you pull me over?
3735. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
Off the brake right there. That's reasonable. That's reason for the cops to break your window and snatch you about the car. Off the brake right there. And they didn't even do it right away when he slammed the door. They could have did it right then and there. The cops had probable cause to get at him right then and there. They didn't do it.
25 seconds. For not the 94, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep. 25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Yep, my camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting.
He just told him he's under arrest for resisting arrest. He still won't open the door. He still will not comply. How many minutes are we into it? We are now. He's almost 2 minutes into this encounter, and he still hasn't complied.
You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Okay.
Again, simple traffic violation. He said, sir, you didn't have your headlights on. Can I see your license, your registration, and your insurance? Simple. All of this could have been avoided by saying, here you go, officer. My bad. Didn't realize I didn't have my lights on. But no, here we go.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window.
Again, sir, this is your last warning. Open the door before we break the window.
Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
I'm telling you guys, right now, he is totally in the wrong. He is totally in the wrong. Whatever the cops do at this point, as far as whatever they have to do to apprehend this man, lock him up for resisting arrest and failure to oblige a lawful order or whatever it's called, it's on him at this point. Because they've asked him several times.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands. Here.
Destination 33 at 16.1 hours.
What is your reason?
Oh no, there's a man down.
Ladies and gentlemen, he earned that ass whooping.
Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going wrong.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
Fucking talk that shit, bro. I'm doing, bro. What's going on, man?
And as you can see, there is a multicultural group of officers out here. It's not just white officers. There's white officers, there's black officers. It looks like there's a Hispanic officer out there. Okay? This was an equal opportunity ass whooping. EEO ass whooping. That's what he got.
Oh no, there's a man down.
Arrest, that's what's going on. Yes, bro.
He's still talking that sovereign citizen shit. That shit ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. That shit ain't gonna get you nowhere but the back of a police car. All right, now, like I said, and this is whether or not you believe the police were right or wrong, right? Whether or not you believe the police were right or wrong, this guy who's being arrested is totally in the wrong. All right, to me, and this is my opinion, it looks like he wanted to antagonize these officers. And, well, he got what he paid for. Now, let's just use some common sense here, okay? Now, the popular narrative that black folks like to spin is that the police are dangerous, violent, and racist when it comes to dealing with our community. Now, if that's the case, if that's your logic, then why in the hell would you start off any engagement with the police on a negative note in the first place? Now, for the record, I'm not saying that that's what I believe, okay? But regardless, what is there to gain in being unreasonably uncooperative? What is there to gain from that? I mean, it appears to me as if he did this intentionally to agonize the officers, and it ended up working out for him. Now, I don't really see anything that they did wrong besides the sucker punch. All right, the sucker punch is going to ultimately get this guy a nice little check, in my opinion. All right, if the subject isn't being compliant, then by all means, yank his dumb ass out the vehicle and do what you got to do. But the sucker punch may or may not be unnecessary. It depends on how the court plays it, but it doesn't appear to me as if it was absolutely necessary. I mean, instead of just punching him, he could have just yanked him straight out the car. But hey, so I think he may face some sort of disciplinary action, but I don't think he will be or even should be fired. But a suspension wouldn't be out of the realm of reason here. They're going to get him on something because Jacksonville, to my knowledge, is a sort of liberal town. I don't know. I think it goes back and forth, but they're going to whine and cry about this enough to probably get this guy desk duty for a few months or something like that. I don't think he'll be fired, but I definitely think he's going to face some sort of backlash because the sucker punch was, I mean, I don't know how you justify a sucker punch. Honestly, I don't know how you justify it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the live chat, or if you're watching on the playback, comment in the comment section below.